this morning. We're getting into the holiday spirit with One Smart Cooking as we are decorating some Christmas cookies.
Joining us is Logan Grand with One Smart Cookie to give us some tips. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Yeah, we're all excited for this.
We have some, first of all, it smells great. And second of all, some beautiful cookies here. And it's the season of decorating. So can you tell us a little bit about the best ways to do it?
Yeah, so I actually teach cookie classes, and some of the best techniques that I've shown and questions that I get a lot about are the outlining and the flooding. That's usually the biggest issue for people. So what I like to do is my icing, first of all, is a mix between a royal icing and a glaze. So I make the royal icing and make the glaze, and I combine them. Okay. And when you're doing your outlining and your floods, you want it to be like a toothpaste consistency, so a little bit thicker. And when you're flooding your cookies, you want it to be like a honey consistency, so it'll settle after a little bit. So I'm going to show you here quick how to decorate a cookie. I'm just going to do a candy cane.
This is like your busy time of year as well.
Very busy,
yeah. I believe it.
Graduations come in a close second, but it is a very busy time of year. So when we're doing our outline too, we want a small hole in our piping bag here.
So we can see what you're doing.
Let's see a little bit better.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Give them all the tips.
Okay. And the farther away you guys have the icing bag from the actual cookie, the more control you have over that icing here. So we're going to outline our cookie.
You have such a steady hand.
Yeah.
I feel like that helps as well.
And
it does.
And I'm looking at the other cookies. They're so perfectly like circle. You usually don't see frosting that perfect.
And so when we're flooding here too, you can always cut just a little bit bigger hole in your icing so you're not battling the icing here. And we're going to flood him, and I start on the outside, and I go in and around.
Look at it go.
Yeah, and I usually use like a toothpick or something to kind of settle the icing, but you can do it with your bag.
Wow.
Yep.
How does the consistency really help to give that perfect coat?
Yeah, so I like to say like 5 to second consistency. So what that means is if you were to take your icing and then pull your spatula up and make a little ribbon, it would take 5 to 7 seconds for it to settle back to the way it was. And that kind of helps it give it that smooth, top there. And then this is another technique that I teach in my cookie class. It's called the wet on wet technique. So what you do immediately after your wet icing is you put more wet icing right on top, and it gives it kind of a cool pattern here.
Kind of melts into each
Yes,
other.
exactly. So you can do fun different colors, different designs.
Yeah, and sometimes people might think, you have to wait for it to dry the first coat, or you have to kind of wait. But with this, you can kind of just layer it a little bit.
And then you get tons of fun colors and
as I'm watching this, I'm just absolutely intrigued. And you keep talking about these cookie classes. Can you tell us a little bit about how somebody could maybe come take a cookie class with you?
Yeah, so I actually have one coming up on Sunday at A&R Workshop. So I think it's a chunky knit tree that you can do with A&R, and then right after we'll do a cookie class. So that's super fun. But if you follow all my social medias, you can find out more about when I have cookie classes and stuff. And come and join. And I'm very open with my cookie classes, so if you ever want to come and ask questions, just cookie decorate in general, I'm all for that. I love to teach people about my passions, and cookies are definitely one of my passions in life. So.
And do you do private cookie classes as well, or just the public?
Yeah, I do. I am starting private classes. Actually, my first one is next week. But yeah, I think it's a blast to teach people.
I'm just
about
thinking
something
like
you
for
love.
a party. That's a great way to start.
And it's a great way to get into holiday spirit for sure. Yeah.
Right. So and then when we're doing our details on top, like this little gingerbread man, I'm going to try to make him like that. With your outline cookie here.
So cute.
And your detail, you want it to be like that toothpaste consistency. So I'm going to do a fun little face on him. And then do his little eyes.
Silly little mouth. I love it.
And then I always add, whenever I'm doing any type of face, I always just add just a little bit of white because it gives it a little bit of pop of life there.
And this is,
that's so
this is kind of the perfect holiday gift as well.
Yes, yep.
Who doesn't love cookies?
Cool. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for being here this morning. I cannot wait to try one of these.
Yeah,
I'm very
I
excited
love-
for that.
Adorable.
Thanks for having
I know
me.
from experience they taste delicious.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Logan.
Thank
We'll be
you.
right back after the break.